Crypto.com digitally transforms its employees into memories. In a stunning commitment to the future, CBS News decides the past 100 years were a mistake. And I was voted technology's second best salesperson. Whatever. All that and more on this week's edition of The Layoff Desk. Hello, everyone. I'm Bill Becker, and welcome to The Layoff Desk. Every week, I highlight the absurdity of recent job losses, mock corporate honchos and their bullshit narratives of justifying the loss of thousands of jobs, and hopefully bring a little humor to an otherwise soul-crushing period of time. I'll also share legit career tips to help those who've been impacted by recent layoffs. So let's get started. Let's start with Crypto.com's latest layoffs, because nothing says innovation like doing the same thing over and over again and calling it disruption. This isn't even their first rodeo. At this point, Crypto.com's layoffs aren't even breaking news. They're more like a subscription. Honestly, I'm just waiting for the push notification. Congrats! You've been downsized. Click here to upgrade your unemployment tier. Look, I've never believed that crypto was a real investment. I prefer something stable, something tangible, something aged. That's right. I put all my money in Italian cheese. Wait, you think I'm joking? Roll the tape.
You guys know about the cheese banks, right? There is a lending practice in Italy to this day.
FDI insured and delicious. Now, of course, Crypto.com is blaming AI, which is perfect because now companies don't even have to pretend it's not about Trump's economy. They can just say, hey, the algorithm made me do it, because nothing says leadership like outsourcing your conscience to a chatbot. Crypto's slogan has been fortune favors the brave. Apparently, it also favors cutting payroll. Remember when crypto was supposed to eliminate the middleman? Turns out the middleman was your job. Now let's focus on CBS News. This one hits home because I got my start in radio back in the day. Was that even necessary? CBS News is shutting down its radio division, bringing to an end one of the most recognizable sources of news reporting after nearly 100 years on the air. Because apparently the big problem in media right now, too many reliable ways to reach people. A century's worth of news replaced by what? Buffering? I love the idea that radio is obsolete. Right. Because nothing says cutting edge like a news app that crashes, a website that's behind a paywall, or a video that won't load until you watch 2 ads and sacrifice a goat to data privacy. Radio doesn't need your email. Radio doesn't track you. Radio doesn't constantly ask, are you still watching? Which is exactly why it had to go. Because if they can't monetize every second of your attention, what's the point of even informing you? At least when Italian cheese ages, it gains value, unlike media companies and apparently careers. On to this week's career tip portion of the show. And this week, I have a couple to share with you. You know, I talk weekly about layoffs being attributed to AI being bullshit. It doesn't mean that AI can't be helpful. The truth is, AI is not coming for jobs. It is coming for tasks. AI is a tool. No, not that tool. That's why everyone, regardless of your job, should at least be AI literate. And in the comments section of this week's show, I have a couple links to some great free AI literacy training. Actually, bring his picture back up. You know, the truth is, Kid Rock has a legit connection to AI because Kid Rock makes music for people who will never lose their job to AI. I mean, AI can't shimmy underneath a car and saw out a catalytic converter, can it? The other piece of career advice is of the old school variety. With texts and emails and Zoom recordings, the art of communication is rapidly being lost. That's why I strongly urge everyone to check out a local Toastmasters club. Toastmasters is not just about giving speeches. It's about improving your communication skills, learning how to lead meetings, and building your professional network. There are even clubs that meet solely online. There's a link in the comments section to search for a club near you. That will do it for this week. Tune in next week for another edition of The Layoff Desk. Dirk, take me home.
Shut it down!